Have you ever, like, I don't know, just stopped to think about how much we rely on our senses to, like experience the world around us?
Yeah.
It's not just seeing or hearing, right?
All
It's
right.
the way our brains combine all of them to build a complete picture. So today, we're diving into AI
Okay.
and how researchers are teaching machines to do something very similar. It's called multimodal vision.
It is uh it is really fascinating how
Yeah.
much we just take our senses for granted.
Right.
But with multimodal vision, we're trying to replicate that, complex sensory integration, but in AI,
Okay.
allowing machines to understand the world through multiple data types.
So like images, text, audio,
Yeah,
all that.
even sensor readings.
Wow, so it's like giving AI the ability to see, hear, and feel all at once.
Hmm.
That seems like a huge leap in artificial intelligence.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just recognizing individual elements.
Okay.
We're talking about AI that can understand the context,
Hmm.
relationships, abstract concepts that connect those different senses.
Okay, so I'm hooked. I need to know how they make that happen.
Okay.
The source material mentions these things called unimodal encoders, fusion, and decoders. But I'm not gonna lie, it all sounds a bit like science fiction to me.
It might sound complex,
Yeah.
but the principles are pretty intuitive, actually.
Okay.
Think of it this way. Imagine a team of expert chefs,
Okay.
each specializing in a particular ingredient.
Right.
One chef handles vegetables, another handles meat, another spices.
Okay.
In multimodal vision, these chefs are your unimodal encoders.
Oh, okay. So each encoder is like a specialist focusing on extracting that essential information from a single type of data.
Precisely. You might have a convolutional neural network.
A CNN.
Yeah, a CNN encoder for analyzing images.
Okay.
A recurrent neural network.
RNN.
Yeah, for processing text and so on.
Right.
Each encoder acts like a sensory organ, breaking down the data into a form the AI can understand.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do they bring all those different ingredients together?
That's where fusion comes in. Imagine combining those perfectly prepared ingredients
Right.
to create a dish.
Yeah.
Sometimes you mix ingredients early, like when you're making a stew.
Yeah.
Other times you add ingredients at the very end, like a sprinkle of herbs.
At the end.
Yeah, that's similar to how we have different types of fusion in multimodal vision, early, late, and hybrid.
So the timing of when you combine those different data ingredients can actually change the outcome.
Exactly. Early fusion combines the raw data directly,
Uh-huh.
which can be computationally efficient, but might lose some of the nuances of each data type.
Okay.
Late fusion processes each data type separately
Okay.
and combines the results later,
Yeah.
preserving more detail, but requiring more processing power.
Gotcha.
Hybrid fusion tries to find a balance between the two approaches. And depending on the type of data and the task at hand, you'll choose the fusion method that best fits the recipe.
Okay, so to speak.
Yes, so to speak.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
So it's not just about combining data, it's about doing it in a way that makes sense for the specific goal you're trying to achieve.
Absolutely. And once you've fused those different sensory inputs, you need a way to interpret the result.
Okay.
That's where the decoder comes in.
So if the encoders are like these chefs preparing the ingredients,
Yeah.
and fusion is like combining them in a recipe,
Yep.
what's the decoder doing in this culinary masterpiece?
Think of the decoder as the food critic evaluating the final dish.
Okay.
It takes that combined information from the fusion stage and translates it into a format that's useful for a specific task.
Oh.
For example, it might answer a question about an image,
Okay.
generate a caption that describes the scene, or even control the actions of a robot.
Okay, I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. You have these encoders that are like specialized sensory organs, the fusion stage where they combine their information, and the decoder that interprets the result. It makes it meaningful for a specific task.
You got it. It's all about building a system where different types of data can work together, just like our senses do, to create a more complete and nuanced understanding of the world.
So this isn't just about AI that can see better, it's about AI that can understand the world in a deeper, more human-like way.
Exactly. And that's what makes this field so exciting. We're moving beyond single-sense AI
Okay.
and towards a future where machines can perceive the world in all its complexity, just like we do.
That's incredible, but what does that actually look like in practice? I mean, what kind of things can multimodal vision do that traditional AI can't?
That's what we're going to explore next. We're going to dive into some real-world applications that are already changing the way we interact with technology and the world around us. Get ready for some whoa moments. This is where it gets really interesting.
All right. Okay. So you've really got me intrigued now. Before we laid out the groundwork for how multimodal vision works, but what I really want to know is how is this technology actually being used?
Well, one of the most promising areas is in something called visual question answering, or VQA.
VQA.
Yeah, VQA.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine being able to show AI a photo
Okay.
and then ask it a question about what's happening in the image.
Okay.
With VQA, the AI can analyze the image
Uh-huh.
and interpret your question to give you an answer
Okay.
that goes beyond basic image recognition.
So instead of just labeling objects like cat, tree, ball,
Right.
it can actually understand the relationships between those objects and
Yeah,
the overall context of the scene.
precisely. So, for example, you could show it a picture of a crowded street scene and ask what color is the car parked in front of the bakery.
Okay.
The AI would need to not only identify the bakery and the cars,
Right.
but also understand spatial relationships and the concept of in front of to give you the right answer.
That's impressive. It's like the AI is really starting to see the world
Hmm.
in a way that's closer to how humans do.
Exactly. And this ability to understand context and relationships has huge implications for all sorts of applications.
But like what? Give me some more examples.
Let's talk about search.
Okay.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to find something online, but you don't know the right words to describe it.
Ugh, yes, all the time.
With multimodal search, you could use a combination of text and images to find exactly what you're looking for.
Oh, that would be so useful. Like, that time I tried to find a replacement part for my lawnmower, but I didn't know the technical term for it.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking a picture and like trying to describe it in the search bar.
Right. Imagine if you could just take a picture of the part
Yeah,
and then type in keywords like lawnmower engine replacement.
right.
The AI could use both the image and the text to understand your search intent and give you much more accurate results.
Oh, that would have saved me so much time and frustration. I feel like multimodal vision could really revolutionize the way we search for information online.
Absolutely. And it doesn't stop there. Think about the impact on autonomous systems, like self-driving cars.
Okay. Yeah.
Instead of just relying on cameras and sensors, imagine a self-driving car that can also process information from street signs,
Right.
traffic signals, and even the behavior of pedestrians and other vehicles.
So the AI is not just reacting to what it sees, but also understanding the intentions and actions of others on the road.
Exactly. It's about creating a system that can make safer and more informed decisions in real time, which is crucial for the success of self-driving technology.
It's really incredible to think about all the potential applications, but I'm curious, are there any limitations to multimodal vision?
Sure.
I mean, it can't be perfect, right?
You're right. Multimodal vision is still a relatively young field,
Okay.
and there are definitely challenges researchers are working to overcome. One of the biggest hurdles is something called alignment and synchronization.
Alignment and synchronization. What does that mean in this context?
It's all about making sure that the different data types are aligned in time and space. For example, imagine you're trying to train AI to understand a video of a conversation.
Okay.
The AI needs to be able to connect the words being spoken
Uh-huh.
with the movements of the speaker's lips
Mm-hmm.
and the expressions on their faces.
So it's like making sure the audio track and the video track are perfectly synced up.
Exactly, but it's much more complex than that.
Okay.
You have to consider things like background noise, variations in speaking speed,
Yeah.
and even subtle changes in facial expressions. All of these factors can make it difficult to align and synchronize different data streams.
I can see how that would be a tricky problem to solve. Are there any other major challenges facing the field?
Another big one is representation learning.
Representation learning.
Yeah, it's about teaching AI to create mental models that work across all these different senses.
Okay.
It's not enough to just recognize a cat in an image or understand a sentence that describes a cat.
Right. The AI needs to be able to connect those different representations to form a unified understanding of what a cat is, regardless of how it's perceived.
So it's about building a more general and adaptable understanding of the world rather than just reacting to specific stimuli.
You got it. And that requires sophisticated algorithms and a lot of data to train the AI effectively. But despite these challenges, researchers are making significant progress.
That's good to hear. So while there are hurdles to overcome, it seems like multimodal vision has enormous potential to transform a wide range of fields. We've talked about search, self-driving cars, and even touched on potential applications in healthcare. Are there any other areas where this technology is making waves?
Absolutely. We're seeing some really fascinating developments in robotics, healthcare, and even creative fields like art and music. Let's explore some of these groundbreaking applications in more detail.
So we've been talking about all the amazing things multimodal vision can do, from answering complex questions about images to totally revolutionizing the way we search for information online. And right before we left off, you hinted at some groundbreaking applications in robotics and even creative fields. I'm dying to hear more about that.
Yeah, well, let's start with robotics.
Yeah.
Imagine a robot that can not only see and navigate its environment, but also understand and respond to human instructions in a more natural way.
Okay, that sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It might seem futuristic, but it's really closer than you think. With multimodal vision, robots can process information from cameras, sensors, and even microphones
Oh, wow.
to understand their surroundings and interact with humans more intuitively.
So instead of just pre-programmed movements, the robot could actually learn and adapt to new situations in real time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But for example, imagine a robot working in a warehouse. It could use multimodal vision to identify different objects, understand their properties, and even anticipate human actions to collaborate more effectively.
That would be huge for industries that rely so heavily on manual labor. And I imagine it could also potentially make workplaces safer by having robots handle those more dangerous or repetitive tasks.
Absolutely. And the applications extend beyond just industrial settings. Think about robots assisting in healthcare, providing companionship to the elderly, or even helping with those, everyday household chores.
Yeah. Those are some pretty incredible possibilities. It seems like multimodal vision is really blurring the lines between what we traditionally think of as human capabilities and what machines can do.
It really is pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And it's not just about replicating those human abilities either. Multimodal vision is also opening up new avenues for creativity and artistic expression.
Oh, that's interesting. I usually think of AI in terms of logic and problem solving, not necessarily artistic creativity.
Well, there's a lot of really exciting work happening at the intersection of AI and art. Imagine an AI system that can analyze a piece of music, understand the emotional tone, and then generate visuals that complement the sound.
So like creating a visual symphony that responds dynamically to the music.
Exactly. Or think about AI that can generate different artistic styles based on just textual descriptions or even human emotions. The possibilities are pretty much endless, and honestly, we're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible.
This whole deep dive has been mind-blowing. It's so clear that multimodal vision is more than just a cool technology. It's a fundamental shift in how we think about AI and its potential to really impact our world.
I totally agree. As we continue to develop these AI systems that can understand the world through multiple senses, I think we're opening up a whole new realm of possibilities. It's a really exciting time to be working in this field, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
It's been fascinating to see how researchers are teaching machines to experience the world in a way that's closer to how we do it. And it's obvious that multimodal vision has the potential to transform, well, everything, from the way we work to the way we create, and even how we understand ourselves. Thank you so much for taking us on this incredible journey. It's given us so much to think about.
It's been my pleasure. And to all of our listeners out there, keep exploring. The world of multimodal vision is full of surprises, and I think there are endless possibilities just waiting to be discovered.